So what are we doing? We're in 14, 15, 16, 17 today, which is gonna be really fucked actually. Like mixing 16 and 17 is gonna be like a lot of fucking nothing because all these people sucked. Um, when Wendell's on 54 over Dom, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Um, but oh, I actually forgot about it. Yeah, that's insane. The Aussie Blue stuff. Um, yeah, did I say 6-7? God damn it. All right. So yeah, we're first gonna mix. Was it 14, 15? So, how should we? I keep on forgetting how I did it last time. I guess we'll just do it like this. Whatever. I think Earl's the best. Well, yeah. I mean, if it's Earl versus Amanda Kimmel, like Earl's definitely better. And then Amanda Todd. I think that's fine. There's actually like a massive gap after that. Like after that, it's like, yeah, I guess it is Yao-Man? Yao-Man or James, actually? I actually don't even know. Amanda's not above Earl. Yeah, also, none of Amanda's seasons are as good as Earl's. I'm not fucking entertaining this. Like, Earl Cole is better than Amanda Kimmel. Like, Earl Cole demolishes a jury vote on his season. Like, Amanda would never demolish a jury vote. But yeah, James or Yao-Man? I actually kind of feel James. He's like, I feel like James is a more consistent player. Yao-Man's one that, like, even his Fiji appearance is one where, like, he was even, like, the biggest jury threat there. Yeah, I kind of feel like James is better. And I feel like Yao-Man and Courtney feel more comparable. Genuinely, I kind of actually like. Am I underselling Yao-Man at this point? But like, I kind of actually feel Courtney might be better than Yao-Man. Like Yao-Man's one. Like, I think Yao-Man's Fiji appearance is better than both of Courtney's appearances. But like, I think like Courtney is someone that like still made it like fairly deep in Here's Villains. First appearance like did almost win, kind of. And the problem with Courtney is the fact that she just doesn't care. I think it's kind of the issue. I don't know if Courtney's ever going to be playing the game like with the intentions to win. But I feel like she's demonstrated to be like at least more consistent than Yao-Man. So I kind of feel this, and then I feel like Yao-Man's next. I feel like that's where I'll put Yao-Man. And then PG or Alex. I think PG being with Yao-Man is fine. I don't think like I think Yao-Man's like Fiji parents is better than like anything PG. Wait, what the fuck did I say? Well, yeah, I did say Fiji, right? Okay, dude, I love how like I said Fiji, and then like in my head I was like, did I just say PG? Whatever. But yeah, I think they're in the same caliber, but I think Yao-Man's upsides are much higher than PG's. But I think they're probably like around the same spot on the list. Okay, now with Alex, because I remember we were having this debate: is Alex Angarita too high? And I can kind of see it. Like ultimately, I feel like he's around the same as Jamie, like Jamie Dugan. Like I think they're going to be in a similar like tier. Because like Alex and Jamie were people that like actually I guess not necessarily. I mean, they did come into the merge down in numbers. Like generally, like Alex probably did more wrong, than Jamie. Well, like Jamie just like outward like just came into the merge with no numbers and gets taken out right away. It's like with Alex, but then again, Alex I guess like did survive over Mookie, and I guess I'll credit him for that. Um, and like, he still wasn't like the first to go from his group. He was like yeah, like Edgardo, but then again, they wanted him out. Like it was most of a safe vote. Uh, yeah, I think I actually do stand by Alex's higher, but I think like mostly off the back of the Mookie vote. But I think they are going to be in like a similar tier. Then yeah, Dreams is one that like I'm willing to reconsider. So like in comparison to like this, like these lists over here, Alex and Jamie, they're probably like here. I feel like Austin, Cardi, Nick sort of area. Um, Dreams. I think Dreams is gonna be lower. I think Dreams is like, because is Dreams even better than Becky? Yeah, like where's Twyla in this? I do. That's an app comparison. Oh, this is still the wrong season. Around here, but yeah, I think that's like this grouping. I think. So I think that would put Dreams below. Like Dreams, Dreams is a very like active player, but I don't think Dreams is a good player. Like if anything, I actually think Twyla is like a better actual player, because like Twyla like was getting to the end no matter what. Like Dreams, like as big of a goat as he wasn't even like guaranteed to make it to the end. Or like Dreams is someone that like if he didn't give up, or if he did give up his immunity necklace, like he was getting voted out there, despite being like the biggest goat on the board. I mean, I don't think any of these people are good players at this point. I'm fine with this. Actually, I guess really I should debate Eric. I never knew how to assess Eric as a player. Like Eric's someone that like, and like Eric's a terrible human being. Speaking of of Survivor players that cheated, but yeah, Eric yeah, sucks outside the show, but on the show it's like he's just kind of there. He like he's just like comes and merge, like he's on the bottom. He's not like particularly like active player. Once he's on the bottom, and he's just like eventually taken out. Like he's okay in challenges. This is Eric Huffman from China. And yeah, he could have made a big move with Peachy in like trying to take out Todd or something, and he just doesn't. So where does that land him though? Like in comparison to like this, like if we're doing a direct comparison to like the Cook Islands list, where is he? Is he like? I don't even know, because like he's not really. I don't think he really fits in with these people, does he? Because it's not like he's like Becky or Sandra, but like even like I think he's below Courtney and Shane. I think, I don't know. Like I have less faith in Eric strategically. Yeah, Nate maybe. Yeah, that's. I think that's maybe a step in the right direction. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. And like Frosty's probably there too. I think they're in like a similar position. Like I think they're going to be together. Where's Michelle? Michelle is higher, right? Michelle's like at least Jenny Guzan. And yeah, it's probably like around Angie, like sort of level. So I think she's higher. Like she's definitely higher than Eric. Is that higher than Dreams? I don't think it is. Yeah, I think it's still lower, because I think Dreams would be like Katie Gallagher, Twyla, so it'd still be lower than that. Is Eric Huffman ever going to call back? I would hope not. I'm pretty sure no. Yelling from court. Frosty at least flipped at the merge. Is that good though? I don't know. It like shows like versatility, I guess, but like it wasn't the right call. I don't think. Like I think like his move at the merge was probably to stick with his group and try to flip someone else. How deep was Tyson in the casting for Caramoan? I believe fairly deep. I believe he was caught like fairly late into it. I did hear about the Outcast winner, which yeah, he sucks. I mean, again, I think like the move. It's like I don't think it does him much. It's like does it even get like he goes like 2 more rounds. Like he barely gets anything for flipping to the other side. How Tyson done Caramoan? Whose spot is he in Caramoan? I guess Eric's? He's probably in Eric's spot, right? I assume that's what the archetype comparison is. He probably does or maybe Tyson or fuck me, maybe Malcolm. I mean, maybe Malcolm's spot. But yeah, I think he probably works with Corinne, I would guess. Like Corinne, I could see him getting along with Andrea. I assume he'll be working with Philip. Oh, I forgot about Survivor Duel. We'll do that after this, I think. After the player ranking. Is Hammer the worst new era player ever? We'll see. My gut is no. We'll see. Okay, where are we at with this? I think I have decided that they're next, right? That is Alex. And then I think it's Dreams. And then I think it's Michelle, at least. Yeah, I think Michelle at least. Okay, Edgardo and Mookie, I think is probably closer to the Eric and Frosties of the world. I think they're above. I think. I mean, Mookie and Frosty are like kind of comparable to a degree. Like, okay, the more I think about it, I think there is an argument that Frosty's better than Eric. The one thing that would hold me off from it is the fact that he was taken out so early. But at least like in terms of like the social strategy aspects of the game, I think Frosty probably has more of like a mind for the game. So I'm kind of debating that one. I think Edgardo is the best of all of them, of like this group. Like I think he's next, and then I think Mookie is like, where does he fit into this? Where Mookie, I think, is someone that like I would give him a lot of credit for the fact that he survives as long as he does. Like he's on the he's going to tribal like every single round pretty much, and he survives a while. Like even though he's not necessarily getting his way all the time, like he does get like into majority groups. Like he's able to form the Horsemen. Even like early on, he's like with Rocky and like I think like considering the amount of adversity he faced, I think he did okay. So yeah, I think Frosty's above Eric. Yeah, I think is where my head is going, and then Mookie I think is above Eric, and I'm debating Frosty. I think I will go above. Because like even when he was taken out, he was even the actual targets. Even though to be fair, like you can criticize that also. But yeah, anyway, I feel fine with that. Cassandra and Denise, I think are in the same caliber. I probably like Cassandra's better than Denise, right? Cassandra like actually would have gotten to the end in like almost every scenario. Denise didn't. Frosty's more ingrained in the majority and gets taken out due to threat management issues. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm like, yeah, he was more ingrained in the majority, but like, does that really matter? In a spot where like, yeah, like he was like more liked by like Todd and Courtney and them, but like it still doesn't keep him around. Like, so it's like I don't know. But yeah, that's something to credit Denise for. She does get votes. Um, I think the problem with Denise for me is the fact that she was like so blindly following this group that she's clearly number 4 in. Where at least Cassandra was like in the top like 2 or 3 of like whatever group she was working with. Um, it's like Denise definitely had more like winner potential, but also if it was the final 2, like if Fiji was the final 2, like they thought it was at the start of the season, like Cassandra does like probably beat Dreams. So, I think Cassandra's better than Denise. Then I think it's Stacy and Boo. Should Boo be higher? Okay, I think Stacy's next for sure. Realistically, I think there's a world where these should be higher. Because like Cassandra and Denise are essentially like Lydia level, right? Where okay, wait, let's think this through. So like, yeah, I think Cassandra and Denise are like Lydia Morales. Michelle, I would say, is Angie. Edgardo, I'm kind of like, I don't know where he is. He kind of feels like in the middle of these sort of groups. But then I do feel like Frosty, Eric, like they're kind of like Nate Gonzalez. So when they find out about Fiji having Final 3, I believe at the Final 4. I don't believe they were ever explicitly told. Like that's also why like Dreams makes the deal he does, because he didn't realize it would be at the like last round before the end. I kind of feel like I should do okay. I think I should do this, but then I'm kind of debating putting Edgardo higher. Because like I feel like Edgardo kind of should be in like the Cindy Judd level, even potentially like Brandon Billinger. Because like, Edgardo, I think, was like a fairly competent player. Like he gets taken out as a safe vote option. Like ultimately, he was going to be on the bottom of like the merge tribe anyway. But like, I think he was playing like pretty well up to that point. And like he was more liked than Alex. He was less out in front. What color is Suri if we only got her in Panama? Probably light green or light blue. I mean, potentially even just green. I think one of these two. I think after Micronesia, she's probably like blue, and then now after like Game Changers and whatever, she's purple. If Survivor did go to a final 2, would they tell the player early in the season? I don't think. No, I mean, like, well, we saw if like Kagyan, they never told them, right? Like I think they would in like Micronesia, same thing. Like I think they would just like and like too for Micronesia just like change like very late into it, but like still, it's like I assume they would just not tell them. Then again, they did tell them about Force Fire in Ghost Island, but yeah, I think in general they wouldn't tell them anymore. What colors Boss Rob the Marquesas? Probably yellow. Yeah, I think probably yellow. Like he'd probably be maybe it's too high, but like I was thinking like Burton level. Was this iconic video? Do I even care enough to move it there? I think with Boston Rob, it's like he demonstrated a lot of good game ability, but also I don't think he was ever going to win that season. After All Stars, I think he's blue. Party of the Cook Islands probably light green. Like she's probably maybe even dark green. I don't know. She's probably like, probably dark. Yeah, maybe dark green. But yeah, Edgardo, Yeah, this is a tough one. I feel like that's moving him up too much. I'll settle on here for now. Okay, fuck me. But yeah, we can readjust it later. But I think I will settle here for now. One more without the San Juan del Sur, probably like orange, if not maybe yellow. And then yeah, Stacy there I think is fine. I probably will just let Boo go at this point. Okay, actually, okay. Where's Aaron? Is Aaron good enough to be better than these two? I don't think so, right? I think Aaron's probably better than Rocky. Maybe, even. Like, okay, Aaron's definitely better than Anthony. I think that's kind of easy for me. Rocky is a probably, like, like Rocky and Anthony, they're probably like in this like sort of category. Boo and Stacy, I think they're probably still in like this sort of grouping. Aaron, I think is probably in between the two. So yeah, I think Aaron's probably next. And then it's Rocky and Anthony. And I think now we kind of debate Sharia. Where Sharia, I think, could potentially be above Anthony. I'm generally like maybe I need to rewatch China because I generally don't remember much of Sharia's game. Like I know she got into fights. I don't believe she was in like a great spot in Zanhu. Like she wasn't at like the top of the pecking order or anything. Like I believe she would have been like one of the next few boots if they went to tribal. Gets swapped, kind of I like doesn't really work with their old group at that point. Is kind of an easy consensus boot. Like it is debatably swap screwed. Like I feel like she's gonna be like here, like Christina Coria level. So yeah, I think that would put her below Anthony. Generally, I don't know where Anthony is. Like Anthony's just one that like I don't even know why I gave him yellow. In retrospect, I think he probably should be light, or he probably should be orange. But like, I mean, he's one that like he faced like adversity in the sense that he had like Rocky really going after him and like I don't know, but like despite that, like he still actually makes it like deep-ish, and like he's never in like true danger early on. Doesn't seem. But it's like I really don't know what to actually do with him. But he probably is just like around here though. So yeah, I think Sharia is next. And then I forgot to give John Robert red. Like it makes sense, but like I'm actually kind of surprised I did give him red. I mean, we could do the bottom at this point. I think Chicken and Ashley are worse than any of the Fiji players. Sylvia versus Leslie. I think Leslie's probably worse. Where chances Jim and Monica are on season 3 of Beast Games like 100%. chances Jeff is on Beast Games. 100%. Anyway, yeah, I think Leslie's someone that, like, if you were to ask me, like, if they were to play again now, I would say Leslie probably has more potential than Sylvia. But I think Leslie's game on that season is probably worse than Sylvia's. Or at least I think there's, like, more, like, there's more to excuse Sylvia than there was with Leslie. But then again, people for the most part liked Leslie, right? Like, obviously they didn't like the religious, like, aspect of it, but, like, for the most part, they were, like, fine with Leslie. Like, where, like, people didn't like Sylvia. So I guess, like, maybe Sylvia is worse. Yeah, Sylvia picked the tribes was, like, I think that helped and hurt her at the same time. I think her being exiled definitely hurt her, too. Might be worse than Ashley. Maybe. You definitely argue it. Sylvia survived over Erica, right? Or did she have immunity that round? I don't remember anymore. I think I'm still gonna go above Ashley. But I think I will go below Leslie. I think even Lacey could even be below Leslie. I guess, like, credit to Lacey, she was in the initial majority. Can I name every new era immunity winner? Probably not, in order at least. Could Q be light blue for the... there's a chance. I'd move him up. Like, I think it's like he's played better than I thought he would so far. Lacey did quit. Kind of. I mean, like, Lacey is like, she quit, but then she quit, and then they were like, okay, well, then we'll vote you out. And then she was like, wait, no, I don't want to quit anymore. And they were like, well, too fucking late. We're going to vote you out anyway. But, like, also, like, I think she was going anyway, I believe, right? In that spot. Like, even if she didn't want to quit. Like, I believe she was, like, about to be voted out. Because the Horsemen were ready to get her by that point. Tidy Whiteys does exist. Actually, I have not gotten Tidy Whiteys into the room. Do I need to get Tidy Whiteys into the room video, though? It might be part of the end. It's like, I am saying, like, for the end, I'm kind of saving, like, a montage of, like, all the people I didn't get to talk about. And I guess Lacey will be in there. That mad. Like, I'm not going to mention, like, literally every Survivor player I didn't talk about, but, like, at least all the people that, like, there's something funny to talk about them with, or, like, mention with them with. Like, someone that has a funny clip, essentially. Rory probably one of those people. Him saying, I'm a grown-ass man. I'll take things. What is the actual phrase? I know it's I'm a grown-ass man. I forgot what was after that. BB, I don't do I like I'm not gonna fucking put BB. Have you been fucked by Kim? Imagine that was the line. Is that in the video yet? No, right? Yeah, that's later. That was like May 20. Oh, by the way, Scroll for Guns in the video now. I haven't fully finished editing that. So I forgot. I was gonna put the song in there too, and I never did that. So I need to add that. But Scroll for Guns in here. Where is it? Yeah, here it is.
But it's also on this day when I started streaming the best game of all time, Squirrel with a Gun.
What is this? It's Squirrel for Gun. You don't know Squirrel for Gun, the greatest game of all time? What the fuck is this?
During which I do say some pretty humorous things in retrospect.
We've essentially pieced together almost everything. And I think everything makes sense now.
You're an idiot.
No, fucking Dee's not on 50. And even if she ends up being on 50, you're wrong to think that she's on 50. Like, she literally was on the challenge when the cast got finalized. Like, why would she be on 50 at that point?
What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, again, like, exactly. But, yeah, I need to play Dispatch. I really want to. I just haven't had time to play games at all, is kind of the issue. What's the context of the Fuck by Kim? What was it? We were talking about Jonas. And then I think it was, who was it? Was it Dark Saint? It was either like Dark Saint or Justin Pascal. I think it's like one of the you two. Actually, if you're asking this, so I assume it was Dark Saint then. I think it was Dark Saint that posted Jonas got fucked by Kim. That was like Jonas got fucked by Kim. I would love to be fucked by Kim. Dion 50 and Rachel and Not was such a guy. Yeah. I have the clip in, like, it's not in the actual video proper, but it will be. It's like one of these like pieces of like audio that I've re-recorded after the fact. I haven't edited it yet. Like, what new clips do I have? I probably shouldn't be doing this to interrupt the VOD of the player ranking, but whatever. Oh, I forgot about this. I didn't do a fucking Sammy deep dive. Into like his TikToks, which was funny. I applied to be in the Rumo video. You have to do something notable. I mean, it's too late now, I guess. I guess you could still be in the spoiler video. Again, that history's still being made right now. Sammy, it's actually involves Score for Gun. It was during the Score for Gun live stream that someone mentioned in chat that they like met Sammy at a party and like said that he didn't. They said that he said that Jesse was the only person before 43 that got called. But yeah, so I ended up like looking up a whole bunch of Sammy stuff. What was this? Oh, this. I forgot about this. This clip is so fucking funny. I forgot about Brad Culver. Dude, this is so fucking funny. I look up this interview. This interview is so fucking stupid. It's so funny. This is why I've clipped out. I'll play why I've clipped out of this. This is Brad Culpepper.
Clearly frustrated Culpepper stripping down to his underwear.
This is a normal bicep. Okay. Is that normal?
What a week for...
Dude, it's so funny. Dude, such an, like, it's an insane interview. Like, it's an interview, like, I believe he was being interviewed about, like, his NFL injuries and everything. But, like, it's literally, there's, like, on YouTube, it's, like, a 20-second clip that's just this part. Of, like, he strips down to his underwear.
Clearly frustrated Culpepper stripping down to his underwear.
It's so stupid. Yeah, this is gonna, I think I'm gonna use this like 1 week before the cast gets leaked or something. Is this...
What a week for Crumble and what a week for Survivor.
What is this? I didn't know Sammy was doing this, by the way. This was insane. So, like, what Sammy was doing during 49 is that he would buy the week's worth of Crumble cookies and then compare each of the cookies to a Survivor 49 player. It's like, what? Like, why is this a thing? Like, why is this, like, your main thing you want to do for Survivor 49? Then what? This is him talking about losing Beast games.
Did I lose? I fell off the pole. So I was on it, and then I wasn't. I started on it, ended up not on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use like this stuff out of context.
Started on it, ended up not on it.
Yeah. What else I got recently? Yeah, it's nothing that new. I think this I had by last stream. So yeah, that's it. Same as kind of iconic, I guess. He is a social media genius. He's not doing it for 50, I don't believe. I didn't see, like, at least he's definitely not doing the Crumble thing for 50. I don't think he even finished 49. I think he only did the first couple weeks. Okay, back to the player ranking. What the fuck do I do with Jean Robert? Like, is he actually worse than all these people? Well, okay, going back to it, I actually do feel like Lisi is worse than Leslie. Like, I think there's higher upside for Lisi because she at least got into that initial majority, but like she's gonna blow up her own game. like Leslie, from what I understand, is like a fully palatable person outside of the show. Like, I think she'll probably be. Like, I feel like Lacey feels like like around Cowboy, and I feel like Leslie feels like in this area of like Tina Shear. Then Dave Cruiser or Gary. I think Dave Cruiser's worse. I think Dave Cruiser's also. Like, I think Dave Cruiser's probably like around JP. Probably worse. But like, I think around, like, probably Flicka level, to be honest. I think that's actually like not that bad of a comparison. Him and Flicka. Like, survived a few tribals. We're never in a real majority alliance and kind of just eventually get picked off. What is Eric Nam? What is this? This is the music video. I know he did a music video with the Traders people. It was this. Yeah, this is. Yeah. Which I'm not going to play it because I'll be fucking claimed. Leslie would have had the proof of being good if she accepted Child's 42. Obviously, she would move up if she accepted Child's 42. Yeah. So okay, Jean Robert. Jean Robert, I think, is really bad, but he did make the merge. Survived over Jamie. That's something. Generally, how many tribes did he go to before? He survived over Leslie. He survived over Sharia. Survives over Jamie, and then he's taken out, right? So that's a decent amount of tribals. He is a pretty awful player, though. I mean, I guess, like, credit to him in the sense that he is an active player, right? I mean, he's definitely worse than Dan Spilo. Like, I think there's an argument that he's better than Sharia. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he at least like recognized that, okay, James is a threat. I need to take out James. Which, like, to be fair, he should not have taken out James. But like, at least in he understands basic strategy. Is like the thing to credit him for, I guess. It's like, I think optimally he would have taken out like Todd or Amanda. But yeah, like, I think there's at least like credit to be given to him for like at least knowing what he should be doing strategically. Maybe that's too much praise. I have faith in him to rationally think through decisions, which I don't think I have that faith with a lot of people below him, at least, or like a lot of people were debating at this point. Okay, I'm kind of thinking I think he's for sure above this. I think he feels above Gary, and I feel like he is above Liliana. And I think probably this too. Okay, wait. I feel like these people are where? These people are like probably around here, right? Is Jean Robert, like, where's Jean Robert in here? Like, is he... He's probably, like, in this category, I feel like. Like, Brad Verita, kind of. A step above Bruce and Jason. Yeah, he might be above Bruce. Then... Yeah, so I guess that would mean he would be above everyone, like, that we're debating right now. Like, that would mean he's here. If anything, actually, it would be a debate between him and Anthony. I actually feel like I don't know. Him and Anthony is like... Like, I have more faith in Anthony. Oh, you mean Bruce 45? I mean, yeah, he's definitely... Actually, I don't know. Is he definitely above Bruce 45? Yeah, actually, I think he is. I think he is above these players. Like the swap screw, but not really much else to really praise from them. But, like, I think he's, like, with the people that are, like, towards the bottom of the people that made it deeper. Like I think he's in this conversation. I think he's like a better strategic player than Bruce, but I think he's also much more like versatile. And the question is Anthony here or is Anthony here? I think is like my debate. But yeah, I'll give it to Anthony. And then I think these are fine, right? I think all this is fine. Like, obviously, these are all from the same season. I think I probably do stand by a lot of this. And then we already talked through those. So yeah, I think that's fine for this. So yeah, that's 14, 15. 16, 17 shouldn't take as long, right? I mean, like, there's only 10 players from 16. So, I mean, I guess really we'll use 17 as the main one here, right? So, okay. Michelle and Jillian, I think, are definitely worse than Jason Siska. Like, that's kind of easy. I mean, Joe Hunter proves why Survivor 48 is actually good. Again, Joe Hunter is the epitome of good Survivor. Okay, please select. There we go. But yeah, Jillian and Michelle are worse than Jason. Generally, Jason should actually probably even be higher than like Kelly and Paloma. It's not like they have anything going for their games either. Jason's at least good in challenges, for whatever that's worth. Survives over Ozzy. That's something. So yeah, generally, I think it's probably them. And, like, maybe we should debate these people. Like, okay, like, if we're being genuine, like, okay, is Jason Siska... He probably should be, like, here, right? Like, maybe I shot... Okay, that was gonna be a really... like, out of context, that's insane to say. I was gonna say, maybe I shat on Jason Siska too much. But, yeah, like, maybe he should be like Mikey B. Yeah, maybe I shat at all. Maybe. Actually, is this being blocked by chat? I think it partially is, right? So I guess we'll move this a little bit here. Yeah, so reanalyzing where Chet and Kathy are. I think I think Paloma's definitely below them. I think they're on the same level as Kelly. I mean, okay, actually, maybe we should rephrase. Like, genuinely, Kathy and Chet are, like, actually terrible players, right? Like, they're never actually going... For a chance, I released my BCs on Jason Siska. Oh, what the fuck is that? Okay, because on paper, like, Kathy and Chet are, like, not that different from Jillian. Like, as actual play, like, if you put them on a random season, I would expect Kathy, like, generally Kathy's probably worse than Jillian. But the games on Micronesia for Kathy and Chet are better. So I'm debating if that, like, puts him high enough to be above Paloma. Like, Paloma is going to be, like, where, like, Morgan McDevitt and, like, Kim are, I feel like. Kathy and Chet might be around Jim Lynch, so I kind of do feel like above. Then, yeah, I think the debate is Kelly good enough? Actually, I think that's fair, too. Kathy's worse than Chet. I think the reason I didn't do that last time is because, like, Kathy didn't get voted out, Chet did, but also Chet was, like, injured and, like, almost theoretically pulled over Ozzy Blindside, so yeah, whatever. But yeah, where exactly is Kelly Zarnecki? Is she, like, good enough to be in, like, this sort of group? Actually, I'm dumb. We literally have a list right here to compare to. Like, okay, I feel like, yeah, is she good enough to be, like, Rita? Like, she does survive a decent amount of tribals. I I feel like she probably like I feel like it probably is Chet and Kathy here, and then Kelly, and then where's Mary? And really the question is who is Mary? I think Mary's below probably. Like Kelly survived like what 3 or 4 tribals? I'm trying to remember. She survived over Paloma. She survived over Jackie. She survived over GC, right? Or is that wrong? I actually don't remember. Yeah, she survived over GC, right? And then it was Kelly. Which, I mean, I guess to be fair to the GC one is like him quitting anyway, but like still. Yeah, I think that's fine. Like Mary, I think is here. I think Mary's gonna be like Jessica the Ben sort of level. Like Kelly, I think is probably Rita. So I think it's like slightly different there. And then yeah, now I think it's like where Jason Siska. Like I think Jason Siska is gonna be like around where Jean Robert is. I mean, I actually wait. Mikey B is probably below. Yeah, I think Mikey B's below. Generally, there's an argument from Kelly Zornecki being above Mikey B. But yeah, I think he's here. Then I think it's Jason. Wait, what am I doing? I just like completely forgot about like these people. Not that like I actually like yeah, like I just like forgot to even consider. I was literally just looking at Micronesia. Okay, I feel fine about this with the Micronesia at least of it all. Okay, actually, no, fuck it. Let's just add the Micronesia people here. I still feel fine about it. I think Joel is a better player than Jason. And then, yeah, the rest of this list is fine. So it's, I guess now it's like, I guess just adding these people in. Where's GC? I'm not sure. So, like, okay, wait, these people are definitely higher. Then Jason and Joel are probably, like, closer to people we're comparing right now. GC, GC could have been in a good position if he didn't want to quit. But he did. Like, the thing is, like, GC, if he didn't want to quit, like, his group literally is the group that goes to the end. So it's like, it's kind of like one of these weird spots where, like, the potential was there as a player, but, like, he just didn't actually want to be there. It's kind of like Joel. I think Joel had more power in the game. Like, Joel's actually, like, controlling, like, early votes and everything. Like, I don't agree with how Joel was doing it. But I think Joel was, like, a very, like, influential player. Like, I think Joel's gonna be around where, like, Rocky is here. And I kind of feel like GC is above Jason, below Joel. I think is where my gut's kind of telling me. Like I think GC is like comparable to a degree to Anthony Robinson. I think Joel is Rocky. I think Jason's Jean Robert. Like GC is someone that like, and like it's obviously not one for one. Like GC is very different than Anthony, but more so like in terms of like where they will be in the list. Where like I feel like GC, again, like has a lot of upside if he wanted to be there. So like I feel like I should put him above like the really shitty post merge players, because there's like a modicum of potential there, but it's just like he's never actually gonna like. It's kind of like I don't even know if I would actually compare him to that. Like maybe like Jeff Wilson level. Like I think maybe that's where he'll be. Wow. Dan K. Genuinely, Dan K actually probably should also be below Joel. Like, Dan K is actually probably Anthony. Like, I think that's actually more of a one-for-one comparison, is Dan K and Anthony. Dan K was probably more screwed than Anthony. Where it's not like Anthony had to go in the spot he was. It's like, yeah, he was like, down in numbers, but like there definitely were other options, like Dan K. And I guess actually, to be fair though, actually they had Susie, so yeah. I kind of feel like Dan below Joel, I think is fine. Ace and Joel, I think are going to be in the same ballpark. I think Ace is better. And then I think at this point it's almost the same as what we had before, right? So the question is now, like, where's Tracy within this? In comparison to previous lists, I feel like Tracy is at least above Angie. Well, at least, like, I think she's around where Michelle Yee is, potentially. Which I think that's at least here. Like, I think Tracy's probably above Susie for sure. I think probably in the same conversation as Crystal. So she's better than Alex. I don't know. Is she that good? I don't know if she's that good. I think she. I don't know. It's like I think the upside. There's more upside for Tracy. I feel like. But I feel like Alex is like the type of player that like will more consistently make it deeper. I feel like where Tracy's someone that like, yeah, she played well from the bottom, but also there's probably just other times where she's just like actually on the bottom. Like I think she played Joel very well to be able to make as far as she did. And she does have like very good like instincts for the game, but ultimately she's still someone that is like kind of high variance. Where is Jackie in this? Okay, Jackie's there. I think Tracy's better than Jackie, though. Like, I think Tracy's a more active player than Jackie. Like, Jackie was in the majority group, but I don't think she was, like, a big player within the majority group. She was just kind of there. Like, Tracy's someone that actually does some pretty impressive stuff with, like, pulling over Joel and, like, theoretically almost leading at Aussie blindside. I don't believe the Aussie flip was actually going to happen, but we'll never truly know because I don't think the numbers were ever like fully locked in there anyway to even like fully consider it. But I don't think Amy would have ultimately done it. But she was considering it though. But yeah, I don't think she actually would have done it. I mean, like, I think if that's the case, then Jackie should be higher. Because I feel pretty good about Tracy being around where, like, Michelle Yee is. Like, I feel like that feels right to me. To which, Crystal and Susie are probably closer to where, like, Cassandra and Denise are. So through that, like, I feel like Tracy has to be above. But yeah, like at this point, is Jackie higher? I don't know. Again, I just feel like Jackie's just not an active enough player to me to feel confident putting her higher. Looking at previous lists, so like. I don't know. Maybe Tracy should go lower. I don't know. Wasn't Amy trying to make a 3-2-1 move? They were talking about it. I don't think she was she talked about wanting to take out Aussie. I don't know if she would have pulled the trigger though. Actually, it would have been more than a 3-2-1, wouldn't it have been? Because it was chat. It was her, Chet, Tracy, and Eric, wasn't it? So it would have been like a 4-2-1 at worst, I think. Okay, wait, let me look at previous lists too. So where's the Crystal Susie group? So like Crystal Susie's probably here in this one. Sean is below. Angie's there. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move Tracy below Susie and Crystal. I think the difference for me between Tracy and Michelle ultimately is that Michelle was in the group that ultimately ran the game. Tracy wasn't. Where it's like Tracy's like, I think there's some very impressive like things that she was able to do, but like ultimately I don't know what the long term was. I mean, the plan was for Chet to not quit until after. Like, we were talking about during the Tracy boot round? I don't think she was ever doing it there. Which is also why I don't think she was ever actually going to do the move at all. But yeah, what's next? Bob. Okay, where's Eric in this? I genuinely, it actually might just be this. Like, is Eric or okay, I feel pretty good about like these people are worse than Eric. These people, I think it's like, okay, this is a conversation. But like Eric is probably better than Maddie. Corinne should move up. Maybe. I mean, like, we did move up like Eliza and like Bobby John and like Sheehan. So like I guess like there's an argument that Corinne is do you imagine Corinne's like the best is Corinne the best Gabon player in this world? I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know. It just feels weird. Like it feels weird to like say that. But also it would remain because like ultimately Corinne is probably better than Eliza. Genuinely. Maybe. I don't know. I guess that's like more debatable. I think people like Corinne more than Eliza typically. Eliza's probably better strategically than Corinne. Yeah, I can kind of see it, to be honest. Yeah. I kind of feel like moving Kenny lower is why I actually do kind of feel. I mean, I guess either way, Kenny's probably still higher than Charlie, though. So I guess he probably would still be around here, but like I generally don't think Kenny's like a particularly consistent player. It's definitely Corinne Moore. What a question. Yeah, Corinne is mostly in confessionals and at Final Tribal. Like even with like Susie, when like Susie tells her to her face that I was gonna vote you out, it's like she doesn't even like confront Susie there. I still think Eric's better than Corinne though. Is Alexis and Natalie too high? Because actually I forgot what that was also a thing. I was gonna move them down the like if I were to redo this, I think they're probably dark green. Instead of light blue. But like because like ultimately is Natalie Bolton really that different from Corinne? Because like generally it's like Corinne and Natalie Bolton I feel like are probably around the same. And like Corinne's done it twice. And like obviously the second time didn't go like the greatest. But like it's not like a bad appearance either. It's like it probably is enough to where like I think at that point it's like it depends on like how much credit do you give Natalie for the Eric blindside. But I think they're definitely next to each other. Like for in this comparison at least, like obviously within these 2 seasons. So like even if we are saying Natalie's better than Corinne, I feel like Natalie, but I'm not saying Eric is here, but I feel like Natalie's definitely above, or I feel like Natalie's definitely next to Corinne on this list. I do think Alexis is still better than Natalie. I still stand by that. Yeah, Corinne Gabon isn't that bad, generally. Corinne Gabon's actually like kind of good-ish. I still don't think she had the like that much win equity. Like she would have like too far. Maybe she does. Like she would have to get there without Bob. Maybe she would need Bob as a vote to like secure her win. Without Bob there, it's like she probably gets 3 votes. I don't know if she really does get the other one, but Lexus didn't do much pre-merge. I mean, she was fine pre-merge. Like she was in the majority on the original Fans Tribe. She was like part of the group that was like deciding where the votes went. Post swap, they just never went to tribal. Then post merge, she's with the Black Widow Brigade. Doesn't seem like she's like a super active participant in things, but like she's still there. She had a lot of win equity, from what I understand, in terms of like if she had got like had Amanda not had an idol, like Amanda probably goes there. Like if Alexis gets the end of Natalie, Alexis wins. Stubby Lunchbox, the funniest episode title of all time? No, but it's good. I kind of okay. So I feel like Alexis is better than Corinne and Natalie, but I am still debating Corinne and Natalie. I kind of actually feel like Corinne above Natalie. Yeah, I think I'll settle on that for those 3. Yeah, Kenny's there. Maddie or Marcus? I think there actually is an argument that Marcus is better. Yeah, Kaka's Premiere is my favorite. Is that thing Alexis started Blindside Poverty? I know Alexis definitely wasn't as loyal as Natalie was. Actually, is there any game that I have on here that plays different music? That's kind of boring. There's Tomb Raider music? I find it funny, like, what games, and by the way, you're not missing this, but anyway, on PlayStation, like, what games they put music for and which ones they don't. Fucking Date Everything has music? Whatever, I'll just go back to the generic either way. Then Alexis cheats. Yeah. Yeah, overrated. Yeah, oh my god, she's as good as Sophie B. I did actually put her in the same tier as Sophie B, didn't I? Did I put Sophie B light blue? Yeah, I literally did put her in the same tier as Sophie B. So that's something. But Marcus, Maddie, I think they're probably like a step above Alex. Like, I feel like Marcus is like at the top of this tier of like the Adam, Austin, Nick, like that grouping, like Gary, like I don't know, like this sort of grouping of like people that like either got screwed or like not necessarily screwed over. I guess like Marcus is like debatable, but like players that like could have run the game but didn't because they either like lost the numbers somehow or whatever. Like I feel like Marcus is like at the top of that grouping. Especially when like adding in the aspect of like him being like swap screwed, whatever, like especially like after second swap and whatever. The question is, where is that amongst these people? I still like I actually feel okay. No, I'm still gonna put Maddie above Marcus. I think Maddie is probably gonna be in the Greg Jen sort of category, like the tier right above that. And Marcus is like at the top of the tier below it. I think is where I'm going to settle. Premiers for 48, 49 most likely be asked back. Yeah, Thomas and probably Jake. Is anyone else from 49? Like, I think it's literally just Jake, right? Maybe Jeremiah. I doubt it though. Again, Say wasn't pre-merge, but yeah, Say. I think Say's the most likely of them all to come back. All right, now where's Eric? Eric's ultimately where I think my stance on Eric is. I don't think Eric is a particularly good player, but he is someone that's going to make it deep, like pretty much every time he plays. Like, he has 2 appearances to make it to the final 5. I think is the tough thing in this. I think he is above Maddie. And I think the debate is here. Like, I think for me, the debate is like above or below all 3. Where, like, I think it's either above if we are giving him, like, the credit for, like, making it as deep as he does. Like, both times. But I think the downside is the fact that I just have no actual faith in him as a player. And yeah, I think, like, on paper, he feels like he should be worse than Natalie. Because, like, obviously Natalie, like, does outplay him. But also Natalie couldn't win. I mean, both his games suck to a degree, but, like, it's not like both his games don't have any upside to it, though. And maybe you could argue that more with Karamoan. But, like, Micronesia, I think he plays, like, a solid-ish game until, like, final, like, 7 or whatever, or 8. Or maybe even 9. Like, pre-Aussie Blindside, I think he's playing, like, a solid enough game considering his position in the game. I don't know why I'm doing Challenge 42 cast reaction at this point. Like, it feels like it's been so long since the initial part of the cast was leaked, but we're still in a spot where we still don't have the entire cast, so it's like, I don't know. Do I still make it? And yeah, he strives over Amy. Now, Eric didn't run the game. Did any of these people run the game? Like, they were aligned with people that run the game. I wouldn't say, like, any of Alexis, Corinne, or Natalie ran the game. I'm very happy about Annalie. Actually, I forgot Annalie was on it, generally. But yeah, that's fun, too. Generally, I think there's some pretty good picks. Like, in terms of the newbies that I know for 42, I think there's some pretty good people there. It's really just the vets that are kind of shit. Which was kind of the thing with 41, too, right? I think that was kind of the vibe of 41. I felt like the newbies were pretty good there. Like before the season. It was like kind of like, why are we getting some of the vets that we're getting? Yeah, but I feel like if I was going to make the 42 one early, I would have already made it early, like by now. I'll do Survivor World after we were done doing this. I think I'll land here for now, but I could see that changing for Eric. All right, now let's mix the two. Wait, let's do this first. I have to move those there, and then also copy these, and we'll mix them over here, which is where all the other ones are. Cool. So, like, the top's easy, right? Like, it's Earl, Amanda, Todd. Like, that's not changing. Then I think we're already at a spot where it's kind of interesting, where you have like this debate here. Like, I feel like Courtney is probably in this ballpark. The question is James. Because generally there probably is like an argument of like James versus Courtney. James over Alexis for flipping her over. Oh, to be making a cash reaction despite knowing something. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing too at this point. Is I already know like a couple of the boots. Wow. Actually, it doesn't really change the reaction to the people being on though. Yeah. James's like third appearance won that. Yeah, okay, I'll go above. I'll go James next, and then I think Natalie, like I think this 3-person group is probably like I think Courtney's like, where does she land in this? I think above them. Like she actually makes it to the end. She does get votes against like fairly tough competition. Second time around makes it relatively deep. Yeah, I think like for sure above Corinne. I think Alexis is debatable. I think I'm gonna land above. I think it is somewhat close though. Like I think Alexis's game on Micronesia is probably closer to being a winning game than Courtney's was in China. But I think it's like the fact that we get like a second appearance from Courtney where she's in the initial majority. It's like I think it's enough to put her like slightly above. Was that, I don't even remember, but yeah, was Rogan the only spoiled boot for a while? But yeah, then we'll go. Yeah, where's Yao Man? I think next is Eric. Like, I just think Eric's a more consistent player than, like, Yao Man and PG. So, like, I think they're next after that. So, like, I feel like Eric is probably going to be, like, kind of like Candace level. And I feel like these two are, like, slightly below that. Like, I think these two are, like Yao Man, PG. I think they're, like, Eliza, Xian, like, sort of level. We won the missing people as a woman that did multiple seasons. Oh, is it like, are we talking about the Nani replacement? Which Sarah Race would be cool. It was the best day of your life knowing Blue was the second boot. Well, thank God. Then I think Maddie is better than. Well, I think Maddie and Marcus are better. Generally, Alex and Kenny is actually like an interesting comparison. Because like I think Alex, like on paper, I think Kenny is probably better. But I think Kenny also has like a lot more like first boot potential. Which is kind of what makes it interesting. And like I think Kenny's a very emotional player, and I think that's like kind of his big downside. But Kenny did actually like he was put in like a bottom position quite a bit and like was able to overcome that. And I think that's impressive. But I think I am gonna go above. I think I'm going to go above. And I think it's this grouping next. But especially because I feel like Charlie kind of fits in this grouping. Is kind of what also makes it feel right to me. I feel confident that Kenny is better than Charlie. Which also kind of makes me want, like, should I switch this back? I don't know. Like, again, Marcus is someone that I feel like is more consistent, does get screwed over. Whatever. I'll keep it like this for now. Watch Big TV. I mean, that would be a big get. And Big T has better things going on now, and they got Big T to do it. Yeah, I feel like it's this grouping next. Alex, Jamie, Charlie, all people that were like in good positions, had their group come into merge with numbers. Then I think Dreams and Sugar are in the same like category. Dreams or Sugar. I think I'll go Dreams above Sugar, I think. I'm trying to remember what I did in the runner-up ranking. I'm pretty sure I put Sugar above Dreams on the actual runner-up ranking, right? Where's the runner-up ranking? This one. Sugar's at 25. I'm pretty sure Dreams is lower, right? Yeah, 51. Yeah. But, I mean, Sugar's just someone that is, like, such a volatile player. Yeah, she gave an idol. Yeah, it's like, I think she's lower. Bob? Okay, I think this is actually the Sugar. Bob or Michelle E? Bob won the game. That's something. Bob's better than Sugar. Yeah. You can argue it for sure. Like I think if Bob, I think Bob would be better than Sugar and Dreams in my mind if he's better than Sugar. Which like I get like I think Bob is probably gonna be like in this category, like Terry Dietz, Bobby John, which I think does put him above. Actually, wouldn't that put him above this? That'll put him here, actually, like above Alex. Actually, no, because they're in between Gary. Yeah, I think that's fine then. I'll put him here. Jesus is better than Bob, obviously. Yeah, but I don't know if it was intentionally so for a lot of it. I think at the end, obviously, it was. But yeah, I don't think Sugar was like spending her entire game being like, how do I help Bob? Until like the last, like, well, really like Final Four, Final Five. But yeah, I'll go Michelle Yee now. And then I think it's like, this is kind of a grouping, I feel like. Like, I think this is like they're kind of all in the same category. I think Cassandra's the best of them. It's tough because Denise almost like, no, actually no. Actually, wait. Susie and Denise is actually kind of comparable. Because like Susie was actually like at the end like playing for 4th place, but then just like wins immunity. So, like, essentially, Susie is just a Denise that won immunity. Denise was, like... I don't know, that's kind of tough. Like, Denise was actually in more of a, like, position... Like, okay, I think, like, the debate here, I think, for me, is that Denise is someone that had the power to do something about her position and just didn't. But Susie didn't really have that power. And then like just still got past that position anyway. So like, but I think the debate is like, do I fault Denise more for having the chance to do something about it and just never doing it? Or do I praise her for being in a position to have that opportunity? Because Susie was so bad, like Susie had so little social capital that she couldn't even like attempt to flip over the power structure even if she wanted to. Like Denise could have at least gone the rocks if she wanted to. Sean Duffy for Challenge 42, I can't wait. She almost did scam CBS. That is true. I think I am settling on above. Like I'm settling on above, and then now I think it's a Denise versus Crystal. I think I'm going to give it to Crystal. I think Crystal's a more active player. Even though I think Crystal obviously has her faults too, but yeah, I think it's that. Then Tracy or Edgardo? Well, really, it's Tracy and Jackie, because I think they're together. Tracy and Jackie versus Edgardo. Edgardo, I like gut-wise, Edgardo is better. But tier-wise, I think it makes more sense if Tracy and Jackie are higher. Because I think Edgardo feels like the top of this sub-tier. Of like the kind of like mid-merge people that like are kind of like good at challenges, but like didn't really have the most strategically going on. It's like I do feel like this kind of makes sense to me. But again, that's how you have to rank these things. Like you have to be pairing people together because otherwise you're just like putting people willy-nilly. Then this is kind of interesting. Randy versus Stacy. I actually feel like they're like somewhat comparable. Ace above Randy? I don't think so. I think Randy, like, I think what Randy, like, he was able to, like, well, first he was in, like, an okay spot in Real Tribe, and then gets swapped over, and then, like, is able to, like, become ingrained into that group, the Onion Alliance. Like, he takes Bob's spot in the Onion Alliance. Ace is more consistent. I mean, like, I guess, like, gut feeling wise, but it's like, I don't think it's that much more. Like, I think, to me, it's like, I feel like Randy feels like towards the bottom of, like, this sort of grouping, while Ace feels like he's, like, closer to, like, this. Like, I think Ace and Aaron are, like, in the same conversation. Like, I think it's, like, Randy with, like, Stacy and Boo. And then I think it's, like, Ace with Aaron. And then Joel is probably with Rocky. Anthony's probably with Dan K and GC. Jean Robert and Jason Siska are probably around the same ballpark. Now, for me, with Randy, it's like, I don't think he's that different from Stacy. Like, I think Stacy's, like, she does get idled out, but she had, like, no win equity by the time she goes out. Or at least, like, not any practical win equity. Like, theoretically, if she was in the end against, like, Dreams of Cassandra, maybe. Like, even then, I think probably even Cassandra wins that. I don't think Randy, like, Randy gets to the end, especially without his Onion Alliance. I think Randy likely wins. Like, Randy likely gets the Onions plus Maddie if he gets to the end. Yeah, was he getting there? Don't know. Probably not. Like, I think it's tough to see a path for him to actually get to the tail end. Especially without the Onion Alliance. But, like, he could theoretically win. Yeah, he was more confrontational. That's definitely something to criticize him for. I think I will go this. Like, I think ultimately Randy's still, like, 8th place. Like, these players made it further, at least. And, like, he obviously has a second appearance where he doesn't do that well, so. But I do stand by he's above Ace. Ace versus Aaron. Ace versus Aaron. I think Aaron, like, they're kind of similar spots. Ace does more. I think I'll give it to Ace. Like, Aaron's taken out right after swap. Ace is able to at least, like, do some stuff after swap. I think they were in, like, similar starting positions. Technically, Aaron was probably slightly better in the sense that I think Amanda and Todd were more loyal to him. But I think the fact that Ace was able to recover after swap, I think I'll give it to Ace. Rocky versus Joel. It's a tough one because I think Joel does more. But he also does more, like, detrimentally. Like, I think I will give it to Rocky. I think is where Mike is going. Like, Joel is someone that, like, had a lot of power in the game. Like, was really running his original tribe. But was, like, kind of running it in, like, the worst way possible. I think Rocky was, like, given, like, a hard position. Like, he was, like, on the have-not tribe. Gets swapped into a minority. It's like Joel gets swapped into, I believe, even numbers, right? And his own people to flip against him. Yeah, Mikey B rounds atrocious. I'm really, like, even the mayor rounds atrocious. But yeah, I'll give him credit for, like, running his original tribe, but, like, the actual way he does it is horrible. So, yeah. Anthony versus Dan and GC. I think Anthony's above. Anthony survived more tribals. Actually, maybe it is up for debate. I actually... So Dan gets swap screwed. But the fact that he's taken out over Susie is, like, pretty egregious, right? So through that, I'm kind of thinking, like, should GC be higher than Dan? He's like, GC, like... But then again, he was swapped into a good position and still quit. Like, I think GC is here, right? That's what I was saying. Like, GC is, like, Jeff Wilson level. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna go above. Yeah, I think I'll still go above. And then Jean Robert versus Jason Siska is actually interesting. I think I have more faith. Like, Jason, like, and they're both, like, supposedly massive dicks. Like, and we saw it more from, like, Jean Robert, obviously, but, like, Jason, supposedly, like, everyone hated him. Jason's probably better physically. I don't think that's enough, though. I think Jean Robert being at least, like, competent strategically is probably enough to put him higher. I believe Jean Robert also survives more tribals, right? I think Jason... Yeah, so Jason's, like, tribal record, I believe... Like, Jean Robert, like, survives tribals and actually know what's happening. Jason goes to tribal twice before the swap. I believe is on the outs both times, right? When Mikey B and Mary go home. He gets swapped, doesn't go to tribal. Merge round, he wins immunity. He's not immune during the Aussie boot, but he's almost booted there, and then he gets taken out right after that. Jeff Wilson might be the most forgettable player, probably. He's Coconut Boy. You don't remember Coconut Boy? Yeah, I feel fine with that. Then Sharia versus Mikey B. I think I'll give the edge to Sharia. Mikey B is this weird one where, like, I think there is, like, potential Mikey B as a player. Like, based on, like, how we hear Mikey B talk about the game, he seems like a fairly, like, rational guy within the game of Survivor. He seems like a guy that, like, has like a basic like grasp of strategy, but like he just like seemingly just gets completely outplayed by Joel. And like just did not build the connections that he should have. But like, I think he feels like a sound player for the most part. But I think the fact that he was never able to really get anything going in comparison to Sharia, who does survive a few tribals initially, and then also gets kind of like swap screwed and everything. It's like, I think I'll give the edge to Sharia, but I think I will go Mikey B above Rita. Because like, I think the comparison is that like Sharia at least like gets swap screwed. I think with Rita, like there's not really much to praise from Rita outside of her surviving a couple tribals. It's not like she really had much going for her in the game. So I feel like it's like easier to put Mikey B above her there. And I guess actually we should also probably debate Rita and Kelly Zarnecki. Then again, actually looking at this though. Okay, let's think this through. I feel like Mikey B is 100% above Liliana. Maybe. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Okay, maybe we should just piece out this like bottom section. So like, I think the reds are fine as reds, like dark reds. I mean, I think they probably are the bottom 4. Sylvia is probably. I think Sylvia and Lacey are probably there. Then I think Paloma and Leslie Nice are probably together. I don't know. Should Chet and Kathy be this high? Yeah, maybe I should put her lower. I feel like maybe Kathy and Chet should be Leslie Nice level. Maybe, wait. Mary and Leslie Nice, they're below. I think Lacey actually being with them kind of makes sense also. Yeah, I think Michelle's the worst here. I think that's kind of easy for me. Michelle's the worst. Chicken and Jillian, I think, are in the same ballpark. Chicken did have more, like, Dave as an ally. But I think that's also what makes him worse. Where, like, Jillian's someone that, like, you just see Jillian, she's like, yeah, like, she should be the first boot. The fact that she wasn't the first boot, it's like, that's something. Well, Chicken's, like, this guy, like, it was, like, the most, like, experienced person on his tribe from a, like, camping perspective. And despite that, is, like, still the first boot. I feel like Chicken's worse. I don't know. I feel like Chicken's worse. Then I'll go Jillian. And then I think we could debate, like, Paloma and Ashley Mazzaro. You don't even try to bond with people. What do you mean? She told people about the elephant dung. This is the greatest moment in Survivor history. The dam. Okay. I could see Sylvia being worse. You know, actually, I want to look something up real quick. Put in here just in case. I want to look up Survivor Fiji. I remember it was a split vote. I want to look up the Sylvia. Like, how exactly did Sylvia vote break down again? Like, I remember it was a split vote with her and Anthony, right? So she was eligible to vote out when Erica went home. And then does get taken out over Anthony. Yeah, I feel like that's probably enough. Okay, I kind of feel like, okay, how bad is Paloma really? He's like, okay, ultimately, Sylvia and Ashley survived the tribal. Paloma didn't even survive a tribal. But how bad is she actually, though? Is she actually that bad? Like, I know she isolated herself with, like, Kelly, but also, I do feel like she was just, like, a physical liability. I feel like that played a major factor in her going home. But she was, like, didn't she get in a fight with, like, Ace? Yeah, okay, I'll put her below Ashley and Sylvia. Then I think I'll put Ashley and Sylvia. Then I'll go Lacey, I think. I'll probably just go this trio here. And then... Is Dave Cruiser getting too high? Okay, like, talking this through. Dave Cruiser versus Leslie Niece. Dave Cruiser survives two tribals, actually. Okay, I guess he's fine. Like, fine where he is, I mean. Okay, part of me is actually, like, I don't feel like I was earlier talking about, like, Mikey B should be, like, here, but, like, I actually kind of feel like, the more I think about it, he probably should be, like, here. Because, like, at least, like, with these people, you could all, and, like, this is the kind of, like, more so with, like, the fact that Fiji's is a weird season. But, like, you can argue that these people were kind of screwed by, like, the Fiji of it all. Like, the fact that it was, not Rita, but, like, I think more so Erica, Jessica, Liliana, were kind of, like, screwed over by, like, how the tribes have formed, and all that sort of stuff. Like, I think, like, but then, like, yeah, Papa Smurf's just someone that, like, yeah, that is fair, actually. Liliana did volunteer to go to tribal. What do I do with Papa Smurf? Genuinely, he's probably like one of the most random people to ever be on Survivor. It's like, what do I do? Like, he never goes to tribal. He doesn't seem to be in the majority group, but he also doesn't seem to be like the first boot from his group, despite the fact that he's just like this massive, like, physical liability, seemingly. Put him above roll for applying. I mean, maybe. Yeah, he's gonna win All Stars too. He said it himself. Like, I think it makes more sense if he's like around like here. But like, what do I like? Should Dave Cruiser be lower? Like, should Dave Cruiser? I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know what to do with Dave Cruiser. I think is also like an issue. Like, I think Gary being like here, like right above these people, makes sense to me. But I just feel like Dave Cruiser feels like too high at that point. For like, should he be like here? Like, maybe here. Because is Leslie getting too high now? I did say he was going to be around where JP was, right? Which I think JP is like I mean, Dave was just like very confrontational. Like it feels like he was mostly kept around for like physical strength early on. He was never in the majority group. Like he survives over Ashley and Chicken, but like he was never like in like a real alliance. Can't think of a single argument that Papa Smurf should be higher than Dave and vice versa. I mean, like I think Papa Smurf, it's like he wasn't. I mean, I guess to be fair, Dave wasn't the first vote out either, though, was he? Yeah, I was gonna say Papa Smurf wasn't gonna be the first vote out, but yeah, Dave actually wasn't the first vote out. I think, like, ultimately, I think Gary being with like Chet and Kathy makes sense to me. If anything, I actually think there's an argument that he's lower, considering Chet and Kathy at least did survive tribals. I kind of feel this. I kind of feel Chet above Gary for some reason. Is that a thing? Oh, I forgot about that. My copy of Forged by Fire did arrive yesterday. Signed by Jeff Probst. I officially have a Jeff Probst signature. So that's something. Chet and Kathy did nothing right, though. I mean, like, near to Gary. What did Gary do? Like, at least, like, Chet and Kathy, like, voted correctly by the end. Like, Gary didn't even get the chance to do that. I think Chet above Gary makes sense to me. And then I think Kathy, because she, like, quit and, like, I don't know, can't really be on Survivor. I think that puts her lower. And yeah, I still don't know what to do with Dave Cruiser. I think I'm gonna land above. Yeah, I think like Dave is like Rob Zabatnik level, I feel like. And I feel like Chet, Gary, Kathy, they're like in this level, like slightly below it. So I think I will go above. I am wondering if should Leslie be below? I kind of feel like maybe Dave should be above Leslie and Mary. Is it true that Kathy would have been removed and she didn't quit? I believe so, yeah. Yeah, like I feel like Leslie's getting too high, I think is an issue. Because like she's like in this grouping and like she's debatably even worse. Like I think it's like I would have more faith in Leslie, but like her actual game is worse than these. Like game wise, she's actually probably like here. But like I'm giving her like a bit of credit just for the fact that like I don't think she does that much like actively wrong, and I do think on more seasons she's probably given him a bit more grace. To where like I feel like these are more actively bad players. Kathy even potentially is a more actively bad player. I think maybe like here. I think like probably put her in this group. Like, I think ultimately she's going to be, like, around here, I kind of feel like. Like, she's going to be, like, Brianna Varela Morgan level. Which, like, is below the Dave Cruiser level. Is probably even actually below the Jim Lynch level. Well, I mean, yeah, it is. But, I mean, like... Which I think these are like kind of Jim Lynch. It's like I feel like actually she should be like here. And then Mary, same thing. I think Mary. Generally, Mary or actually even Mary versus Leslie, I think is an interesting one because like Leslie was the consensus vote out. Like I think that's something to give her a knock for. Like Mary was like a weird. like vote by the end. She had like Jason and Mikey B wanting to keep her, but also like she had like a really bad rate of the tribe where like she thought she was like with like Natalie and Alexis when like they actually wanted her out. I do think there's probably like I think she's the type of player that probably will make it deeper more often than Leslie. Like I think she just got into like a weird spot where like Joel was really attaching her to Mikey B, even though like they weren't actually that close. Yeah, I'll go above. I don't know what to do with Kathy. Is like the weird thing to me. Now that I'm getting all this mixed up, I actually want to look back at like what did I originally have for Mary on here? I had a Mary above Chen Kathy. Okay. Because I do feel like that is what my gut is saying. Like obviously Chen Kathy survive over her. And like literally vote her out, but like I think she does less wrong. Because like I think her faults are the fact that she doesn't build like strong social connections with like the tribe. But like did Kathy? Did Chat like build strong social connections with like Alexis and Natalie and them? Well, Ryan and Mary, I mean I don't even think they got married, right? But yeah, I think I'm gonna go like it doesn't even feel right, but I think I'll have to go this. Where like I think I do stand by Mary being better than Chen Kathy. And I think Leslie, it's like gets a leg up because of like I think there's like a modicum of potential there, but like I don't think enough to where like she's like I think enough to where she's Brianna Morgan level, but not enough to where like she's like up here. All right, so there's that, and then I think Mikey B being being above Dave Cruiser makes sense to me. Like I think he feels like a very sound player, but like ultimately he wasn't able to do anything with that. So while I would have faith in him like on a return, would I? But like at least if we saw the same, like if we saw Micronesia play out again, like would I have faith in him doing better than last time? Yeah, but yeah, I don't think it's more like speculation and things we actually have like proof for. I do think Liliana is one I would debate here, though. Like okay, so ultimately I think these three are similar. Like I think what happened to them ends up being similar. I do think a difference for Liliana is the fact that she did end up like volunteering to go to tribal. Like that's kind of bad. I don't know if it's bad enough. Yeah, I kind of still feel like she's probably still above Mikey B. Like more of a potential than games. I think you still have to take a lot of the game into account though, because like ultimately it's like, what is potential really? It's just us guessing on like how we feel like this person. But like I still think like, especially amongst people that like I feel like their games are like, or them as players are similar. Actually no, I think I'm doing it the opposite. What I'm essentially doing is I think I'm like taking the culminations of someone's career together, and then amongst the people that are similar, then do it based around like potential to a degree. Mikey B's better than Liliana. I could see it. Where exactly is he? I don't know. See, like, okay, so Dave Cruiser and Rob Zabatnik. I feel like that's like a decent like parallel. Where exactly is Mikey B? I don't know who I'm looking at as like a good parallel for him. I kind of thought Trish initially, but like Trish at least like was in the majority for a while and like did have like Fair Play as like a rock solid ally and whatnot. I'm too fair though. Like he's better than Dan Liu, I think, right? He's better than Dan Liu. Like part of me is still saying here. I don't know if it's founded on anything. Because like generally, like I think Mikey B probably like has more to call out of like things he did wrong than like Erica and Jessica, but like it just feels right to me to have him above them. Like I feel like I can make the argument that he's like Brady Finta level. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put him there. And then I think I'll go Rita. Like Rita, I think is above Erica and them. And then I think the debate is like, where's Kelly Zarnecki? By the way, I thought this would be super quick. This ended up taking, I think, longer than last like a couple season rankings we put together, but whatever. Or player rankings. I think she's just gonna be above. Like she survives a decent amount of tribals. At least at first was being picked up by like Kenny and Crystal. I think there's definitely a serious argument for her being like here, but like I think I'll give her like a grace for surviving as long as she does. Actually, I don't know though. It feels like I don't know. Part of me like it feels right to me when looking at it like here, but like when comparing it to like here, it doesn't for some reason. Because like, is Kelly better than like Cecilia? I don't think so, but that's essentially what I'm saying by putting her here. I feel like. I feel like she probably should be like closer to like Margaret, which would be like, like I think that would actually be like closer to like here. I think. Yeah, I think Dave, like, ultimately, I think she's just slightly better than Dave Cruiser. Because, like, they're also in similar positions of, like, never really having, like, an actual, like, solid alliance. Like, we're actively on the outs initially. We're confrontational. So, yeah, I think I'm going to land below. Alright. So, there we go. That took way too fucking long. I was genuinely coming into stream. I thought we would actually get through 2 of these, like get through 14 through 17 and also do 18, 19, 21, 22. I guess not now. But yeah, I guess we'll do that next stream.